Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and for this one it is a game that takes a fucking eternity to load. So we're still on the Amiga, and in the last video I did a review of a conversion of a coin-op game that I can't stand, but the conversion was so impressive. I mean, I couldn't fail to be impressed with it. I mean, it was absolutely spot on. This is another coin-op conversion of an arcade game that I can't stand. The difference is that this conversion has nothing going for it at all. So, well, you've already seen the title of the video when you clicked on the fucking thing, so, you know, no big shock. It's Renegade. So I've already reviewed Renegade for the Commodore 64, and while I am no fan of the Commodore 64 version, the one thing that it has going for it is that it's not that much like the coin-op original. It's only sort of slightly recognisable as it, but I consider that a good thing because the coin-op original I think is an absolute fucking shitstorm. So yeah, the fact that the 64 version looks quite different and plays only vaguely similarly is a plus point. Doesn't stop it from being a pile of shit, but it's still better than the coin-op original. Now the Amiga version, like pretty much all of the other conversions, has followed the coin-op original, at least as far as how it looks, a lot more faithfully. And also in the way that when you are playing the game, yeah, all of the enemies are there right from the get-go, which is one of the things that I really hate about it. But yeah, at least with the Commodore 64 one, you normally only have like 2 or 3 enemies around you. In this, like the coin-op, you can theoretically be surrounded by about 8 of the fuckers. Now, with the Amiga version, they decided to change the storyline. In the coin-op, and indeed in all of the other conversions of this game, the storyline is that it's the usual cliched fucking bollocks. Your girlfriend has been kidnapped by some gang or other, and you're going around beating the fuck out of them all in order to rescue her, you know, the usual shit, you know. When it comes to originality, there is none at all. But with the Amiga version, I say, they did change it. They gave it an original story. So the story for the Amiga version is that you are a new dad. Your kid is only about 2 days old, and it was your turn to change the kid's nappy. And having just undone it, your kid then decides to choose that precise moment to fire with, you know, jet propulsion like proportions, an almighty stream of diarrhea right at you. And that is why, as you can see from the demonstration, your character is covered head to foot in shit. So your character has decided that, you know, he's really fucked off about this, and I can't say I blame him. So he's decided to go out and take out his anger on a local Donny Osmond lookalike competition that's going on. That explains level 1. The story does vary a bit when you get to level 2. I don't know how much it varies because I've never got to level 2. Well, let's get a game underway, get this fucking shite over with. So, here we are. So, yeah, here are all the Donny Osmond lookalikes, along with this black fellow who's got like a baseball bat. But, I mean, his skin tone, where the fuck did they get that from? He looks like a fucking mudman from Flash Gordon's Trip to Mars. So yeah, I'm trying to beat the fuck out of everyone, but of course they all surround you. And yeah, let's see if I can. Yeah, okay, I've got actually did a special move there, and now the boss has decided to join in. I'm still surrounded by fuck knows how many of these lot. So, you know, what fucking chance have I got here? So the boss is here, and so is, right, the black fella who I think, yeah, so it's now just me and Renegade. Hang on, no, I'm Renegade. So it's just me and Boss Man, and I've never been able to defeat the boss. What the fuck was that? Oh, okay, and if you lose a life, you have to do the entire fucking level from start, all over again. Oh, you fucking god, fuck's sake. I'm trying to fucking, yeah, turn around and... Oh. And now Boss Man turns up. I've only got 2 squares of health left, so, you know, I've got no fucking chance. Great scrolling, eh? I'm trying to just punch ahead, but for some reason he decided to crouch down, and you know, oh fucking what? Now in the coin-op original you don't get lives, it is only 1 life, and fuck me, I wish it was the same here. Look, I'm trying to fucking turn round! Utterly uncontrollable fucking pile of shit. Alright, now we'll let this cunt here. There we go. Alright, so now boss is turning up. So yeah, so the boss turns up when there are still 2 other regulars still around. So what fucking hope have I got of being able to get anywhere? I'm trying to fight 3 of them all at once, including the fucking boss. And every time you do the jump kick, the boss just fucking decks you anyway. I mean, this is just taking the fucking piss. There you go. That kick looked like it landed, but no. Oh, that's me out. There we go. Game over. What a fucking shame. You notice the music is just a constant loop throughout. It never changes, whether it's, you know, game over, whether it's, you know, the intro screen here, or whether you're playing the game or whatever. It's just this music just goes on throughout. It's, you know, it doesn't vary depending on what is happening on screen, whether you're playing the game or what. It's the ultimate in fucking lazy music program, and the music's by Tim Follin, and what he's doing here is proving that he's yet another one who could do decent music on the 64, but you know, changing to the Amiga, and suddenly it's all gone to shit. Unfortunately, so many 64 musicians who made the transition to Amiga just, Tim Follin, Fred Gray, Rob Hubbard. The only person the only two people I know of off the top of my head that made the change successfully were Eurontel and David Whittaker. So the music is shit. Let's get the game underway, shall we? Presentation is minimal, even though it is, I guess, a sort of representation of the coin-op attract mode. So all you can really say about it, it's just fucking boring. Let's get another game underway. I suppose I've got to do it. So then the graphics. Say all of the enemies. Well, the two black guys. The skin tone is horrific. It really does make them look like they are made of mud, wearing Hawaiian shirts. All the white guys look like Donny Osmond, clones. And your character really does look like he is just covered in shit. Why the fuck did they think, right, the best way we can get this character, rendered on screen is to have him covered in all this fucking brown? I mean, I think, and, whatever you do not quote me on this, because I don't think, I have no idea if I'm right or not, but I think that's meant to be shadows. But they're brown, and he's covered in it. So you got this bloke absolutely covered in shit, and, and you sort of think, I don't want him to fucking, succeed. Which is a good job, because we then get to the gameplay. It is a fucking unplayable fucking... I don't know what the pile of shit was that your main character waded through on the way to, this underground station here, but it is still nowhere near as big as the fucking pile of shit that this game is. I mean, it is painfully slow. The controls are just horrendous. It's a fairly accurate conversion of the coin-op original insofar as right from the get-go you are completely surrounded by all of the enemies that are on screen. So the odds are massively stacked against you as far as actually progressing anywhere. What the fuck knocked me down there? And most of the time the moves that you're trying to do don't work. I mean, there's me trying to do that, the jump kick, but every time you do it, you miss, and whoever it is that you're kicking just hits you the moment you fucking land. And alright, so it's now just me and the boss. What the fuck happened there? So, I mean, trying to land just one hit on the boss is an exercise in frustration, to put it mildly. I mean, look how many times I'm punching him here, but his health, his energy bar, whatever, didn't move. And again, his energy bar isn't moving. I'm punching away like fuck knows what. But now he's fucking done me, and you lose a life. The one feature that this game really needed to copy from the coin-op original was that you only had one life, so that your game is over ASAP. So you do not have to play this. Hey, what a fucking load of shit this is! And this was 25 quid. I mean, imagine release this in 1988, so the Amiga was still comparatively new, and this was their idea of getting people, into Amiga gaming and buying Imagine software, because this was the sort of thing you'd get if you spent 25 quid on it. I have one more go, and after that I am fucking losing this disc image. This has to be one of the worst Amiga games I've ever played. It makes the Commodore 64 version look like a fucking gaming masterpiece. The controls are, unbelievably finicky, and yet they are also unbelievably slow. I mean, it sounds ridiculous that a control method is able to be both of those things, but this game manages it, and it manages it with consummate ease. Like this move on, okay, he didn't do it that time. There we go. He was doing there, he was punching the floor, but I'm pressing fire and up. Well, everyone's fucking flat out there, including me, which means the whole level gets started again. You have to do each level in one life. Now, my usual trick on this game, when I played the 64 version, as I'm trying to get out of that fucking headlock, no, forget it. But yeah, my usual trick on the 64 version was to come right to the end, where we get to, the 64 version had scrolling throughout, not this. My usual trick on the 64 was to, get to the edge here and kick everyone off the end of the platform and kill them straight away. I just cannot do that in this version. The coin-op, the coin-op original is a fucking shit pile. It has nothing going for it at all. Who the fuck, first of all thought, yes, great idea, we'll do a conversion of Renegade because it's so great, it's so popular. So first we get that fucking shit idea, and then someone came along and said, right, for the Amiga version, this is what we'll do. Your main character is absolutely covered in shite, which is quite a good metaphor for the actual game when you think about it, because the whole game is covered in shite as well. And, we'll give it really sluggish controls. We'll have the enemies completely surrounding you right from the get-go. So actually progressing anywhere is, it's going to be nigh on impossible, because that's the sort of gaming experience that people want. And then, okay, we'll give people, more than one life. The coin-op only gives you one life, but we'll give you 3 lives. But if you lose a life, you have to do the whole level from scratch, start all over again. So it's not so much you've got 3 lives, it's that you're playing the game 3 times. And why the fuck would anyone want to do that? Who the fuck wants to play this once, let alone 3 times? So, Renegade for the Amiga. One of the worst Amiga games I've ever played. One of the worst arcade conversions I've ever seen. It is just an absolute shit mountain, and a far bigger shit mountain than the one your character crawled through on his way to this level. I've never got off the first level. I have no wish to. I just have no intention of ever playing this fucking shit again. I score it 0 because it is an absolute, it most definitely is a game that absolutely deserves 0 out of 10. The graphics are shit, the audio is shit, the gameplay is shit. It's just, if you've never played it, do not do not even think about changing that. If you have played it before, you have my sympathies, and if you bought this back in the day and paid 25 quid for it, then I'd seek help. So that brings this review to an end. Thank fuck. And we'll see you at the next one.